क्रिएटिव चैनल्स को और बेल आइकन को भी प्रेस कर दीजिए जिससे आप अपडेट रहें हमारे हर वीडियो से।
Hello friends, hi and how are you? And my name is Engineer Muhammad Amir Islam, and I have done my BTech from Jamia Millia Islamia, and I have more than 4 year experience in engineering in HVAC and BMS. So today we will go for to learn about the BMS. Okay. So first thing, basics of BMS. So we have already one videos on BMS, so here we are just explaining a very broadly way. So the basics of BMS we are talking about. So in this we will cover the what is BMS and what does it do, like that. So benefits and operational considerations. So this is all these things we will just learn about these like BMS upgradations, and this will come in the next video, and BMS program and extended functionalities and these type of things. So basics is this, and what is BMS? This is a very important thing. What is BMS? ये बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी जानना है कि BMS है क्या। तो BMS वो चीज़ होती है जिसमें हम बिल्डिंग को कंट्रोल करते हैं, सप्लायर को इंटीग्रेट करते हैं, कंपोनेंट को हम टिपिकली सिस्टम्स से कनेक्ट करते हैं और इसके अंदर एक इंटरफेस होता है। सो व्हाट इज़ BMS? दिस इज़ फॉर द टर्म यूजिंग फॉर द इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया and very important to synchronize with the control system and integrations with the typical component and user interface are the options. So this is the basic thing. So what is the means of the terminology, economy, that is all these things whatever we have mentions in this first line. So the BMS system is also known as the building automation system. Everyone know what is the BMS system, and the building management and control system, it is come to the BMCH. Okay, and the DDC is very important. The direct digital controls are there inside, and building management. So this is a very important. This comes into the, this is the technology and the terminology. Okay. So other terms associated with a lot of terms are associated with the control systems, and we have already mentioned all these things. You can check my videos, each and everything I have explained very broad way. Okay, so supervisor and the control data system as SCADA is also programming, and PLC I have explained in PLC also, an energy management system, EMS sorry. So I have already explained data gathering panel, and so this is also associated with the BMS, and the most common current industry term is called the BMS or BMCH. So in interview the people are talking about what is BMCH. So this is very important, so you can say like that. So BMCH is like building management and control system. तो ये आजकल ज़्यादा ही चल रहा है मार्केट में कि बिल्डिंग मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम क्या है, और इसके सो थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम हो रही है माइक में. Okay, and this is another things. So what is the building management system? What is the building management system? What is the BMS? So BMS is like anything is very AI, just like artificial intelligence. The term is like the intelligent microscope based of the controller network. Okay, so this is the very typical and very easy type of definitions to install the monitored and technically system and service. Like we are just controlling one things from air condition, ventilation, lighting and hydraulic things from the center. So more specifically linking function is this, okay, for the individual pieces of the buildings to operate completely integrated system. So whatever the if you are talking about the BMS, so this is the integrated system. You should know about the integrations. You can add it. This is a basic function. Why we are using the integration? This is the mathematical term, integration. We are just adding the things. So this is the integration. Now install in every major building like facilities available in the direct integration into the all building service like securities and CCTVs, lift and the safety system. So this is a very very important things to know. And another thing, how does intelligent like microprocessor control means. So this is like whatever the input we have giving, there is some output. Okay, so this way the network is like what does the intelligent microprocessor means. So intelligent microprocessor means is like that. So you can see the all these things, the microprocessor. One thing I just show you here you can see there is something output and there is something input, and in between something is controlling all these things. So you can see the lot of inputs are there and lot of outputs are there. So you can recognize how the processor are controlling all these things. So this is the basically you can think what does intelligent microprocessor control means. This is the main meanings of this. So BMS supply integrator, what is the BMS supply integrator? We are explaining all these things from here. You can, so you can I have explained this term and this term, and further we will explain this. So what is the BMS? Here we will cover all these things in very very easy and very very explainable type of things, so you can understand all these things. So there is a BMS supply integrator. What is this? जैसा कि दिक्कत नहीं है, आपको समझ में सब आ जाएगा. So यहाँ पे complete system engineering, supply, installation and program or commissioning. So what is the commissioning is like that, whatever you have installed you have to check whether they are working or not in the proper way. This is the means of commissioning. So a specialized something directly associated of the manufacturer or approved by the reseller. So this is the main things. And all integrations is full factory technical support are there or not, and the network is work closely with the mechanical service and mechanical, electrical and other contractors. So for the new constructions like the whatever the we are just doing, the BMS is usually including the mechanical support service package. So all these things are very very important to know about the quality of the product and service. To supply integrations you can, so another topic is like, so what are the components, typical components in the BMS. So BMS, the lot of typical components are there. So here you can see the very very important thing is operator workstations, where the operator can operate all these things. So the output will come the high point building display whatever the, and this is the small unit for the counts, and you can see the application specifics and limited features and a lot of things, and arranged to suit applications. So you can operate from this all these things, the typical component and hardware you can see. Okay, and what typical component fields are, what is the typical component fields device. So you can see here is a lot of things like chiller system, valve, actuator, fan. Okay, so here you can see the all the HVAC and damper actuator. Okay, voltage, if you don't, this is the chiller system, a valve, pump, Okay, so all these things are controlled by the one place. So this is the component like here the typical component network. You can see that firstly web browser and workstation and workstation 2. So we can connect all these things from the software. This is the management level. This is called the management level. This is called the automations level, and this is called the field level. You can see the field level, the sensor, room control, chiller systems are there, but the automation system, you can see the processor and the software and the things are there, and the management level is the very high. You can see the VAV and all these things are come from these things, and the chiller system, room control and actuators are in the field level. So you can go through all these things. I have already zoomed it, so you can see and note down to what is these things. Okay, so typical here we are just interface option. What is the options are there? So can you like LCD display are there for the graphic operator, and the graphic interface are there. Okay, so you must sufficient level of detail operate to determine whether what happens are graphics or what type of the graphics are, and the parameters you can see from there. So one thing is very important, BMS simple user interface display. So this is like menu is there, user menu, and BMS controller, remote device, and password protected, all these things, and monitoring. This is using for the monitoring of the field point operating system like that, and scheduling, and the alarm system, and even the train data. So you can go and these you can BMS simple user interface built-in display. You can, when you are going to see the all this display data, you can see this all these type of the component. So another is Waveserver. So Waveserver is very important, and BMS simple user interface. So you can see this is a Waveserver. Okay, so Waveserver is like built in BMS network and define the menu and graphic pages, password, and all these things are the field component and management, alarming, all these things. So you can see the BMS workstation graphic display sample. So you can see here the how you can see inside the HU and the duct system and everything. So you can see all these things. This is the HU graphic sample, and very important things. And another is like the chiller system. You can watch this chiller system, and every data is there, and what the chiller 1 and chiller 2 and each and everything, sir, we can see from what is the inlet temperature, what is the outlet temperature, where is the secondary pump and primary pump working and not, and what type of problem, what is the, all these things are displaying here, all the data are just displaying here. So you can see this all these things, how the BMS is very important. So what does BMS do? The BMS role is to operating the building and the applications, measuring and monitoring the device performance, interface system. Okay, so day-to-day life is very different, and the most common primary function of the BMS to control the heat, ventilation, air condition system. So this is the most common, where we are just using the air handling unit and chiller, water plant, and like of water treatment, heating point, exhaust zones, and computer zone. So day-to-day role of the BMS is like control the building management service, and graphic, GUI, and real-time monitoring of the trending and time schedulings, each and everything is the fault management and alarm, you can see. And the day-to-day role hours the BMS are, you can note down and read it. So this is the very important things. And another the control, building control application. What is the building control applications? So building control control application is very important, where we are zone temperature monitoring, and zone where VAV we have already explained what is VAV. Okay, so if you don't know about the VAV, you can go and watch my videos. There is some mechanisms where we are controlling all these things, and CO2 monitoring, air quality we can control, and applications, and pressure checking, inflow, air handling unit, and main plant, boiler also. So toilet and car parking, kitchen, and here you can see the how the interactions with the building system. So I'm just this is the DTC network. You can see lighting network, and the meter network, emergency light, CCTV, securities, and other networks. So you can see how we are controlling interact with this. So we have all this panel, and we are controlling from from the one side, and you can see this is the display system of the CCTV. So this display system is also controlled. Here we are controlling the DTC fan network. Okay, from here we are controlling all the lighting equipment. From here we are controlling the meter network, and if from here we are controlling all the fire alarm system, and the other network we are controlling from here, security system controlling from here. So how is it important, and the benefit of the BMS? What are the benefits of the BMS? Like the advantage is a standalone system. In previous we are just a standalone system is there, and a standalone system is like that. There is a control unit, and person is standing and controlling all these things. So this is the standalone control system. So we are just using from the one computer in BMS. So this is a very comfort level for the human being also, and reduce the operational cost and management and system. You can see this is the standalone system. Okay, where we are just standing and controlling all this thing. In the previous year, like in 18th century, we are using all these things. So nowadays we are using like this type of system. So this is a very important things, and reduce the installation cost, flexibilities, and very you can go through all these things, advantage of the. So what is the improvement and tenant comfort conditions? So real-time monitoring we can see, and the air qualities, and after operation alarm notification, fault reduce, and all these things are there inside. So energy management and reduce operational cost. What is how is this? So optimal start and stop of the plant, building warm up and cooling system. Okay, so night purge, you can see economically, cycle control, CO2, load based control strategy, occupancy and control setback. So each and everything is are there, like how management of the building ratings are very numbers. We are just so integrate with the EMS. It is the energy management system. Real time monitoring is are there, so you can see the proactive adjustment and each and everything. यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं। और यहाँ पे क्या है, EMS जो है वो एक तरह का डेडिकेटेड सॉफ्टवेयर पैकेज होता है जो मॉनिटरिंग करता है किस चीज़ का, मैनेजमेंट ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिकल, वाटर एंड थर्मल एनर्जी सिस्टम का. सो दिस इज़ द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग्स. व्हाट इज़ EMS. Okay, so energy consumptions dashboards are there. You can see the what is the separate building and the measuring load profile are there. You can see all these things in very detailed way, and you can see how we are just using energy dashboard. Okay, so there is some graphic, alarm and trends. So building base, you can watch all these things. So you can see the what is the energy based things are using in like other area. Okay, so we are just optimize all these things. So you can watch and each and everything. So here you can see, we can see the consumptions level and the target and each and everything, whether we are going in the right way or not. So next is operational considerations, is like documentations and maintaining what we are often using life cycle considerations. So this is all about the like operational considerations, system maintenance you can see, and the life cycle expectations, what is the life cycle of expectations of the machines, and control loop. This is very important, what is the control loop. So you can see that the control loop about BMS tuning and optimizing are not same things. Okay, this is the very important things you can see here. So control loops ensure the equipment operate in a stable manner or not, like that, in predictable and repeatable manner or not. So this is a very important things, and optimize focusing equipments are most energy efficient manner without impacting the other control variables. So you can see the first stage of the optimization, including BMS loop tuning, is very important for the any optimizations of the building. So this is figure 1, the temperature oscillations. Okay, so you can see these the temperature oscillations here and here and here. So this is the different things you can compare, what is how this tuning is just very important, and like that you can see all this table here, and how we are just getting all the informations from this software. So this is the loop tuning. Okay, and how this is optimizing, how this is works. So outside temperature is 70 degree and chiller running. Okay, and this supply air 14 degree. Static pressures, you know about the static pressure 350 pascals, and VSD running 95, and this is going to the 22 degrees zones, and further chiller is stop. Okay, you can see there's a chiller is stop, how this is, there is a two difference between the all these things. So this is a control loop, how optimizing all these things you can see here. Okay, so this is the basic example of this. So documentations, importance of the system documentations is like that, the functional descriptions and the detail of the configurations of the BMS, the overview of the building, like that, detailing of the BMS control strategies, and a lot of things, interactions between the each part. So point schedule. Okay, so this is very important to connect all the device of the other different points, and critical planning and each and everything is in system engineering. So control system drawing is like that, to network architect and the drawing and the detailing of the wiring and each and all everything. So you can see this here, the interface between all these things, where we are talking about the system importance of the system documentations. D1 is the like digital input. Okay, digital output, you can see here all these things. Okay, so point descriptions here is DIDO2. I have, there is a some short form you can see, and the comments are like that. Okay, so you can see the like return temperature, flow temperature, pump speed, pump status, and this is all about the digital input and output line. Okay, you can see this, all these things, how they are working, and here you can see the smart control, and there is some interference like that. You can see the loop and the control power here, and the air handling unit U1 and U2 and everything is connected like that. So control DI and control units you can see here. Okay, so this is the all about to know about how BMS drawing show detailed wiring connections. This is the wiring connections on the BMS system. So system maintenance, you can see that the system maintenance is very important to building, like to administrator to maintaining all this appropriate level and servicings, you know. So data and files and backups are very important to system maintenance and critical component. How to identify, check the regular everything's you should know about that, to what is the functions of that. So this is maintenance, what is the system functions, and the BMS equipment vendor should be utilized to maintain the critical component, and suitable qualified technicians you should know. So BMS life cycle is very important to considerations the status of the hardware, and record each and every software and everything, like something is BMS, like BMS field control 15 to 20 years, BMS field devices 15 to 20 years, BMS computer hardware 5 to 5 years, and BMS software major release 2 and 5 years. So this is a very important things. So BMS explains. Lastly, in this slide we can know about how BMS is like an intelligent microprocessor to control all the monitors and the control building technical supports and each and everything, ventilation, lighting and hydraulic, and one device and thousand of device, you know, linking of functional individual piece of the building equipment, so they operate the different integrated systems and provide the building owners and operate with the tools, you know. So building service and securities and CCTVs and all these things, safety system. So this is all about this, and please subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching my these, and please go and watch these videos, and thank you. और सब्सक्राइब करके ज़रूर जाए.